Hey crafty friends, it's Joy here for Honeybee Stamps, and today I'm going to be creating a card from the upcoming Sawdust and Saddles release. Now I'm going to start with my background and we're going to do some ink blending, and this release is going to go live on June 27th, 2025 after the release party on YouTube at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I'm starting with Uncharted Mariner for my sky. And then I'm going to bring in kind of a weird color for it, and I'm going to blend that with some other colors. But then I am going to use Evergreen Bough, and then I will also bring in some peacock feathers. So when I saw the stamp set that I'm going to be using, it made me think of Arizona, and whenever you see like photos of Arizona skies, they are absolutely stunning, like nighttime skies, sunset skies, like it's gorgeous. So I will be using the Out West stamp set, the Lovely Layers Mini Desert Blooms, and the Howdy Y'all sentiment stamp set. Words are hard, you guys. So I am going to go grab that peacock feathers, and I'm going to bring a little bit of that in. Now, when I had some photo inspiration, I just looked up Arizona sunset skies, and this sky was just gorgeous. And so when I was ink blending this background, I really didn't have in mind where the stamp set or where the stamped image was going to go. And I say that now because I am not even kidding when I tell you it lines up so perfectly. I couldn't have done it if I tried. And you'll see what I mean here in just a little bit. So let me clean up my ink here so I can get onto the other colors of ink and it not contaminate. I am going to use Ripe Persimmon, Crackling Campfire, and Spiced Marmalade to bring in to our sky. And so when I have these oranges meet the greens, I'm going to be really careful with it because I don't want it to get muddy and ugly. And I'm starting with the Crackling Campfire, and it is darker, and I want this in some areas and then lighter oranges in other areas. And so this is going to smooth out quite a bit. So it looks a little rough right now, but it's not going to look like that when I'm done. My original idea was to have a circle die cut from black cardstock. So I might bring that circle die in, but we're going to ignore that because I actually changed that out for an oval die because we're going to be looking through that oval die into this background, if that makes sense. So you can see the three oranges that I'm just blending, and then I'm coming back in and just kind of getting near the edges of that orange, meeting it up, but not really blending over it too much. And let me soften up some of this. And I'm going to go back and forth just a little bit on this. I wasn't sure how I wanted it to be, but when I was done, I kind of knew. So this would be something that you could just play around with and get it to your liking on how you want it to look. But I do love that it's got some darker orange and some lighter orange. Let me bring in Black Soot. This is going to be at the bottom, and I actually do bring it up a lot higher because I was trying to make it fit in that circle die, but again, I'm using an oval die because that just made more sense. But let me overlap, and I'm going to bring that Black Soot up quite a bit higher. But isn't this a pretty background just to start off with? I love tealy blues and oranges together. I think it's so pretty. And so this just turned out super, super lovely. Now, like I mentioned, this new release is going to go live on June 27th here on their YouTube channel after the release party at 8 p.m. Eastern. So you definitely want to be a part of that. There's lots of really fun stuff. So here's where I was trying to fit all this color in this circle, and I'm like, this just doesn't work. So I kept bringing up the black more, which totally worked even though I ended up using an oval die. So I left that part in to show you because, sometimes you just have to change it up as you go. So now that that's done, I have my oval die. I am die cutting from a piece of A2 black cardstock because my card base panel is A2 size as well. I'm going to tape that in place, run that through my die cut machine, and then we are going to have essentially our oval, I'm going to call it a picture frame, because then you're going to see this gorgeous background through the front of that. Now in the Misty, I am using the, oh, what is it called again? I'm sorry. The Out West stamp set. Look at how beautiful that is. Now, when I was lining this up right now on the stamp set, I wasn't even thinking about anything. And when I stamp it, you guys, it just looks like I totally planned this out, but I'm going to be totally transparent. I did not. I just lined it up where I thought it was going to look great. I wasn't even thinking about the shape of the background where like the orange is and how it kind of peaks on that left side. I am not even kidding when I tell you I wasn't even thinking about it. Watch when I pull the lid open on the Misty. Is that not the most perfect stamping? I could never have done that if I had tried to do that. It cracked me up. Okay, and then I'm going to use some Bee Shimmery for the sky from Honeybee Stamps. I'm just going to dip my paintbrush in. I don't care if a little bit gets on the rest of it, but I'm just really keeping it focused in the sky. Then I die cut the Lovely Layers Mini Desert Blooms. I used the Evergreen Bough. I used a little bit of peacock feathers to color some of them. I am using picked raspberry, and which orange did I use here? And this was the Spiced Marmalade, just to give them a little bit of pink, these flowers over here, a little bit of orangey pink, because this is going to be on the front of our card. So these little cactuses are so cute, you guys. And I think there was another one in the die that I did not use. So I just did a quick ink blending on them. This has Evergreen Bough, a little bit of black soot on this. And then I'm going to glue these together. And then this has that big flower on the top right. We're going to put that together along with a little bud. So super easy. Again, I always talk about how much I love Honeybee Stamps Lovely Layers dies. They're just perfect and fabulous, and they always make your images turn out good. And I have to unclog my glue here. I'm so sorry. Let me add that to the back, and then we can put these together. So I'm going to have 3 of these cacti, is that a word, to go on the front of my card, because that oval, we're going to pop up a little bit to give it some dimension. And I thought it would be fun to have these little cactus images on the front and having that desert image in the background, if that makes sense. It just feels a bit 3D, which I really, really like. Let's glue this other little guy together, and then we'll get the flowers on these two. That third one at the top, that's a mixture of Evergreen Bough and peacock feathers. That does not have any flowers. It's just kind of greenery, essentially. That's how I'm using it. So let's pop this guy here. I have one more little piece to put in the center. I was checking my little chart to see what piece went where. We're going to lay that down here. And then the other 2 pieces are for the little cactus bud. And then I can place that there. Then we have 3 little flowers that go on that cactus on the bottom. Look how cute that is. I love it. So let me get those glued in place. Just little dots of glue. And then you have 3 different sizes, and these are just colored in picked raspberry. And then we can glue this last one together. 3 pieces for this, and I don't know why at first I was just like, where does this big piece go? I was trying to make it fit. I'm like, this is wrong. It's just wrong, because I have to go down lower. So there we go. Now it makes sense. And then we have this little guy here that we can put down in place. So I'm going to add about 2mm foam adhesive on the inside part of this frame. This is going to give us some dimension from that background that we did the ink blending and stamping. What an easy card to put together, but it has such an impact visually. It's gorgeous. Now when we frame this up, look at how pretty that is. Oh my gosh, it's so stunning. Then I'm going to stamp my sentiment from the Howdy Y'all stamp set. I am stamping the It's Your Birthday in black ink. And then of course I'm going to use the coordinating dies to die cut that out. And this I will add some foam adhesive as well. I'm going to just pop that up here at the top, but inside of that frame. And then I have my cactuses or cacti laid out, and I'm going to do 1mm foam adhesive for this one. And I'm going to this one will be tucked back behind the frame because the frame is popped up with 2mm. So that's 1mm, and that is still popped up from the background. These 2, I'm just going to adhere to that front frame, which is going to give it plenty of dimension. And then I can tuck this one in. And then this will be adhered to a white A2 size card base. And I just love how this turned out. I think that stamp is beautiful. And I love those cute little Desert Blooms Lovely Layers dies. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed this project, and I hope you guys have an amazing day.